Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Is it better now?
I think this the same for mine. It's not like yesterday.
Yesterday was clearer.
It's
I
clear,
I
but
can hear
it's a
myself
bit
clearly, actually. I'm using the other handphone, and I can hear myself quite clearly.
yeah. It's like having an echo.
No, the echo is because I'm using the phone. Right now. Okay. Now the echo should go because I off my phone speaker.
Fina ada request
Belum, saya rasa dah live sekarang.
Kan dia tak minta request.
Sister Shuhada, you will be the host, isn't it?
Is it noise?
Nampak dekat YouTube.
Shuhada, there is an option to remove the sound when people join.
Dengar tak? Cucu dengar tak?
Sekali lagi
Dengar
dah ya?
tak? Dengar tak suara saya?
Dengar.
Okey. Macam mana nak tukar background
Oh.
Dekat stop video tu ada anak panah ke atas. Nampak tak?
Tak, ni apa nama dia tu? Background ni mana dapat?
Oh, okey. Saya WhatsApp kat Dayah.
Okey.
وبالإسلام دينا رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم سلم نبيا ورسولا في حماك ربي غايتي رضاك والقلب في يقين يحيا على هداك ذو الجلال في علاه ما لنا سواه هو واهب الحياة فلنبتغي رضاه القادر الحليم الغافر الرحيم إن قال كن يكن سبحانه العظيم
Syuk, Ana nak masuk Syuk.
بالله ربا
Ah,
وبالإسلام دينا
okay, video.
رضيت بالله ربا
HP white vision.
وبالإسلام دينا
Okay, ada anak panas sikit, okay.
وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم سلم نبيا ورسولا ديننا حياة ديننا عطاء والكون من ضياء يستلهم الصفاء ربنا ارتضاه لنا كامل تمام قد جاء بالسلام والخير للأنام وأنا به رضيت وبنوره هديت سأظل ما حييت أقول في دعائي رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم سلم نبيا ورسولا صلوا على النبي
Housekeeping announcement. We will begin our event shortly, insyaAllah. Okay, it is now 10 a.m. We shall start our program. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Respected Professor Dr. Ma'an Al-Khatib, Deputy Dean Academic and Internalization, respected lecturers and facilitators, students, brothers and sisters, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To get barakah for our event today, let us begin with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatiha. Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alameen. First of all, congratulations to all new intake students, session 2021-2022, and welcome to the Kuliah of Engineering, International Islamic University, Malaysia, the Garden of Knowledge and Virtue. Journey as a student is a very challenging, and you need to plan, organize, and have goals to be succeeded. So you first need to have a positive attitude and need to be surrounded with the good vibes. We are always here to help, to guide, and assist you along the way, inshallah. To begin with a new life or to start your gear and engine, we are welcome Professor Ma'an Al-Khatib to deliver his talk. Please welcome.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, let me check my sound is clear.
Clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, let me put a timer because this is kind of, it might be prolonged for a very long time. You know, the topic is very attractive, I guess, and it will open many windows to many issues. So let me first share my screen. Okay, I assume that you can see my screen. All right, as you can see, I didn't put any title to my name. I didn't put any position because I'm not speaking today as a deputy dean. I'm speaking today as myself. The reason why this Start Your Engine came out was because of my own experience as a lecturer, in particular in IIUM for quite some time. Probably as we go, I will explain to you more about how it was generated and why it was generated. Before that, let's just do some housekeeping rules. Now, as you know, when situation have changed, we also have to change the way we set our rules. We also learn how to be flexible, how to adapt and adapt to new norms and the changes that we have to face after this pandemic. You know, last time, or maybe this session should have been done maybe in a classroom or in a venue where we can see each other, but now we are doing it over the web using Zoom and MS Meets and Google Meet. If you remember in your classes, teachers and lecturers will always remind you, you cannot use your mobile in the class. Now, if I say don't use your mobile as a rule, you won't be able to join this session, you know. So things are changing, and we also have to learn how to adapt to these changes. So I hope this will be an interactive session. So I hope that you will be ready to participate. You might need to use your device to log into some tools to help us, you know, interact with each other. If you have a laptop and a mobile, you can use both. Maybe you can use that laptop for your Zoom and the mobile for your other tools. If not, it's fine. You can use mobile alone or laptop alone is also fine. Just please be reminded to always mute your mic unless you want to speak. You can raise your hand. You can use the raise hand function to ask questions. You can also type your questions in the chat. And please feel free to stop me at any time if you have any questions or you want to clarify on any points. All right, so it's not like a lecture. You know, even in my classes, I don't lecture much. I mostly interact with the students rather than just talk in the class. Before I start, let me ask you to join this. I have slides. You can use the QR code, or you can use the link. I will type the link for you on the chat. And I want you to share with me your experience so far with this TaWe program? All right, can you help me go to this link and share your experience with us, please? Where is my... Okay. So are we ready? All right, so we have some response here. I can see informative, the biggest one. Alhamdulillah, we gain a lot of knowledge during this session. And all right, and excited, happy, activities are interesting, overwhelming. Lecturer is sporting, and I can see blessed, motivational. I can see scary, bored. All right, so eventually we can see that we have various experiences here, and this is I think this is okay. We are not, you know, expecting ourselves to be having the same experience altogether. You know, for sure it will not be that very pleasant experience all the time, or it could be a very pleasant experience for one person but not for the other. So you might look at your friend and your friend is like happy, enjoy, while you feel like, what is this person happy about? It's been boring all this while. You know, it's very scary experience. While others might feel it is informative, it is you know, fun experience. And this is because you know, life is in general is full of challenges. You know, we might come across certain situation where we are just happy all the time, and sometimes we come across difficulties, and it makes us feel a little sad or worried or down or depressed. Now people talk about depression, you know, and all these kind of feelings. And of course, when coronavirus hit us, we kind of like, the challenges have doubled and maybe tripled. But the fact is, life without challenges is kind of boring. It's not fun. I don't know whether you agree with me, because if you look at certain statistics about jobs, you will find that people leave jobs because they are bored, especially if the job is a routine job. You know, they come to work, they do what they task and go back and come again and go back, and they feel like bored, and they start looking for another opportunity that could give them more excitement. And actually, excitement could be just because of problems that they face us. So problems themselves are not the issue. The issue is our attitude in facing these problems. How do we, you know, face these problems? Of course, some people don't like to use the term problem. I also don't prefer the term problem. It's kind of negative. I prefer to use the term challenge, because challenge means I'm ready to face it. I want to do something about it. Problem is a bit negative, and it makes us feel like it's a problem, you know. But I use it here because most of us are used to this term. And so, as I was saying, it's about our attitude in facing the problem rather than the problem itself. So it's a solution versus problem mindset. This is the way we have to look at things. And I think most of us here are familiar with the folk story song, the Malay song in the Bangau. I believe all of us probably hafal the song and we can sing it, right? And in this song, if we want to put it into without lyrics, without singing it, I can just to recall the you know the lyrics. It says, "Bangau, oh Bangau, why are you so skinny?" Right? And then the Bangau replies, "I'm skinny because the fish don't want to rise to the surface." Then they ask the fish, "Why you won't rise to the surface?" And the fish says, "Because the grass is too long." Then they ask the grass, "Why are you too long?" And the grass replies, "Because the buffalo doesn't want to eat me." And then they ask the buffalo, "Why you don't want to eat the grass?" He said, "Because I have stomach ache." Then they ask the stomach ache, "Why you have an ache?" Because the stomach replies, "Because I ate uncooked rice." Then they ask the rice, "Why are you not cooked?" Then the rice says, "Because the firewood was wet." And they ask the firewood, "Why you were wet?" The firewood replies, "Because it rained." And then they ask the rain, "Why did you fall down? Why did you come down?" The rain replies, "Because what was that? Because of the frog called me," right? And then they ask the frog, "Why did you call the rain?" And then the frog said, "Because the snake wanted to eat me." Then they asked the snake, "Why you wanted to eat the frog?" The snake said, "It's my food lah," right? So basically, if we look at this story, we can see how funny it is for us to always make excuses, especially when we don't get what we want. But in this context, I will not call it excuses. I will call it bangau. Yes, bangau or bangau. So rather than we say you are making excuses, we will say you are bangawing. You are bangawing the rain. You are bangawing. Sometimes we bangau our look and say, "I'm not that pretty." Sometimes we wake up late for our very important matters, and then we bang out the alarm. This stupid alarm did not go on. If we are late to work, we bang out the traffic jam. Sometimes we even tend to bang out Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while we are not aware of that. So we have to be very, very careful and stop bangawing, So the first principle that we have to work with when we are facing difficulties, problems, the boring ta'aruf program or the scary ta'aruf program or the scary university environment, or now I'm going for another cycle of remote teaching and learning, the mindset must be always about how do I face this problem? Now, believe it or not, any problem will have a solution. Any problem will have a solution. Now, yes, sometimes the solution might not be in your favor, but that is a solution anyway for that particular problem. The thing is that you have to look at, first of all, you have to stop bangawing and do your best, or all of us have to do our best to solve it to our favor. So the first thing we have to do is to stop bangawing, to stop this kind of excuses that we always throw on other people. So our message, first message for today is we need to stop bangawing. And we have to understand life is about choices. Every moment in life is a choice. When you wake up in the morning, whether you want to leave your bed or not is your choice. When you joining the university, it's also a choice. You might say, my parents forced me. It is still a choice. And so remember, life is full of choices, but we have also to recall that choices come with consequences. So when we want to make a choice, we have to look into the consequences of our choices. So since life is full of choices, Muhammad Rizal Hassan always says, choose something for yourself and make a choice. Don't sit down and bang out everything around and make a choice. All right, so let us take a break and have and play a game. right? In this picture here, I have 6 hidden words, and I want you to help me find these words. Can we allow them to annotate? So you can you can draw a circle on the on the picture, on the word that you can see, and you can type it in the chat as well. So can we allow the participants to annotate? Okay, now everyone can annotate. You can draw on the picture. You should be able, you can try to go to the screen and you can actually annotate on the screen. Okay, I can see now people saying or, pages, read, know, story, read, or, store, come on, more, novel. Somebody can see book. All right. Some people might be asking, where is that? I can't even see anything. Okay, or is there, but where is story? Where is book? I can't see, right? Okay. I think there are still some words that we didn't find yet. Okay, Bio summarized all: store, pages, read, book, words. All right, thank you very much. I think we have almost get them all, but of course the or is not actually or. It is more on, it's a story actually. This is a story here. This is words here. We have pages, we have read, we have novel, we have book. As you can see, we have many words hidden in this picture. Probably if we look at this picture in a traditional way, we will just see people lying down, reading books with cats sleeping and dog in, the dog is quite excited about the story the girl is reading. But if we put more effort on the picture, we can see that there are hidden things inside these pictures. So it's kind of like we might have jewels around us, but because we are doing things in a very traditional way, we are very conventional in the way we are looking at things, we tend to miss these things that are there, but we can't see them, right? So probably we need to change the way we look at things, we change our behavior toward things, then we will be able to see more. And let's do another game here. All right.
This is an awareness test.
So this is an awareness test, as the narrator was saying. In this test, we have 2 teams, one in blue, one in black, and one in white. You are required to look at the video and count how many passes the white team make. They will pass the ball to each other. So you need to count how many passes the white team, or the team in white make in this video. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go.
How many passes does the team in white make?
All right, anybody can share with us how many passes? All right, I can see that many of us have got the right answer. 13 passes, yes, correct. You can clap for yourself. We don't have the clap sound in Zoom.
The answer is 13.
Now the question.
But did you see the moon walking bear?
Did you see the moon walking bear in the picture? Did anybody see a bear in the picture? Okay, let's look again. Did you see that? Did you see the bear? Now we see the bear. Yes, it's there. The bear is always there, but because we are very busy looking at something, focusing on something, and we are kind of like, not paying attention to our surrounding, to our what is around us, we tend to focus on something and we miss many things around us. And that's why I always remind myself, don't focus, don't focus on things. Be aware, not focused. Don't just like, the horse, when the horse is in certain areas, especially if there are noises and movement, they make the horse wear something on its head. So it will cover its eyes, so it will not see around. So it will focus on the road. Otherwise, if they are distracted with the movements around, they will tend to maybe be scared or slow their movement. But for us, we don't want to do that to ourselves. We are human beings, we can't do this to ourselves. We need to be aware, we want to look around. Of course, doesn't mean that when we do things, we kind of like, we are lost in our ideas and thinking. What I'm saying here is that as we are doing our things, we should be aware of our surroundings. If we drive our car and we focus on the road, what will happen? What will happen if we focus on our road while driving? Just focus, what will happen to us?
Crash.
We will crash, right? Why we will crash? Because we are just looking front, but we have to look in the mirror on the right side, the left side, the rear mirror. We have to be aware if there's any motorbike coming from right or left. There's the blind spot in the car when you are driving. There's this blind spot where your mirror cannot detect. So when you take right or left, you can't focus on your front, right? You have to be aware of your surroundings. So awareness is very, very important. And as we are joining the university, all right, we also have to look into that aspect. And before we talk more about this, let's just take your opinion on one more point. So this is, can somebody help me type the link in the chat, please? Now let me move the share to the other screen. Okay, please join. All right, so let's start the quiz. I joined the university to get a certificate and secure a job. Did you do that? Can you answer? No answers. Is there any problem? Okay, only 17 replied, 15 said yes, and 2 said no. That's interesting. Now, let me go back and share my slides again. All right, so sorry. So did we really join the university to get a certificate and then find a job? All right, let's do this another test, because we're university, too many tests and quizzes. I want you to look at these pictures. I wrote the name of these people. I think you know Steve Jobs, you know Zuckerberg, you know Bill Gates, you know Abraham Lincoln, the former president of the United States, and you know David Geffen. He was, I think, the owner of DreamWorks, and Henry Ford. I think we know him. And this is Dell guy, the CEO of Dell computer company. What I want you to do, I want you to write in the chat box the numbers, like 1, 5, or whatever, the numbers of the people in this picture who did not have a college degree. Up to your knowledge, among these 7 people, who did not have a college degree? Number 1 and 3, number 5, 3 and 5. Everyone. Arfan Hilmi says everyone. Okay. 3, 5, and 6. Okay. All right. Thank you. I think I will give it to Irfan. None of them had a college degree. So if you want to find a job, I think you are wasting your time here. You don't have to have a degree or certificate to find a job. You see, these people managed to make billions, and Abraham Lincoln managed to become the president of the United States and solve one of the major problems of the United States at his time without even having a certificate. Now, Dr. Hasma will say, come on, so you're asking them to quit IIUM? I'm not asking anybody to quit IIUM. I'm saying here that you are not, or our mindset of that the certificate is for me to get a job needs to be relooked at. Now, if you remember just now, in the hidden words game, the one you find the word read, story, and so on, in that game, we look at the picture. If we just look at the picture without, looking deeper into it, we will not see these words. Similarly, when you come to university and you spend your time at university in a very traditional way, classes, assignments, tests, exams, and projects, and we are just focusing on that, and the university life is all about that, we will miss a lot. You see, these people are not stupid, quote to quote. They did not get a degree because they are stupid or because their IQ is low. Michael Dell started a degree in medicine. After 1 year, he found that he is not interested. Then he started his computer business. Steve Jobs found that the education he is taking is not really giving him much of what he wants. He knows things already. He has spent time on himself learning, and what he did during his university time, he was going to classes where he was learning things which go along what he knows what he wants to do. Similarly to Zuckerberg, he learned things, but he found that he's learning on his own faster and better. So it's not like they quit university and they became billionaires. That is not the theme of the story. If you took that as a theme of the story, then you will quit the university and go out, probably end up just doing Grab, right? Because you will find that I quit university, but I'm not a billionaire yet. These people did a lot for them to become billionaires. The idea here that I'm trying to say is that if you just join the university and you focus on that, it's assignment, it's quiz, it's class, and then you leave the university, yes, you will leave it with a certificate. However, the question is, what did you learn as well from there? What is the experience you get? In fact, even the classes, the conventional classes we attend, the assignments we do, the quizzes, we can actually look at them and live them in a different way. You know, like in the class, it's like, it's not just a place for me to go and listen to the lecturer talking all the time, and I'm just like, okay. No, the class is a place for me to learn how to interact with people, how to interact with a topic, how to share knowledge with others, because this is what you will do when you graduate. So if in the classroom you sit down and it's like you are not really fighting that feeling of being enclosed in yourself, that feeling will still go with you when you graduate. Don't think that after I graduate, I will be a different person. Who told you that you can be a different person just like that? Or by taking the scroll, now you are empowered, and I am a Superman, or I am a Superwoman. No, it will still take you time to overcome that feeling of being introvert, for example, when you are with people. I'm not saying introverts are bad. I'm saying that introvert, I'm myself an introvert more than being extrovert. But I have learned that I can control my behavior when needed. So when I want to be introvert, I am introvert. I can go to a place, into the room, there might be 100 people there, take a corner, sit down on my own, and just keep quiet for the whole, if it's a function or wedding or whatever. You know, and I feel very comfortable because it's more me. But I also, with kind of training and, you know, exploring opportunities and making use of opportunities that come across me, like this bear that we saw in the video just now, which was dancing in front of us, but because we are busy counting balls shared by the white shirt team, we missed that bear. We missed that opportunity in front of us. So I learned that I cannot be introvert all the time, because I might come across an opportunity that require me to talk, require me to interact, and I missed that opportunity because I decided that let me just remain who I am. So the class can be your opportunity to overcome that feeling, overcome that shyness that might kill your opportunity, might kill your chance to grab that opportunity. The assignments can be just the normal assignments that you take them to make sure that the lecturer is happy with you and you get that mark from that assignment or that quiz or that project. Actually, the assignment can be also an exercise for you to, you know, excite your feelings, excite your thinking, because thinking skills are something that you need in the marketplace. If you are thinking about market, if you are thinking about jobs, right? So that is where the project that you take is, when you write a report, it's not about just copying and pasting and giving it to the lecturer so I can get rid of it. No, this is my opportunity to learn how to improve my writing. You see, we can look at things differently. It can be a burden, I just want to get rid of it, or it can be an opportunity that I can make use of it. Then I can learn something from there. I hope you get what I'm trying to say here, right? It's not just, so if we keep looking at things in a very traditional way, we will end up getting less from what we are experiencing, all right? So again, we ask ourselves, if we understand the concept here, then we need to go back and ask ourselves, why did I enroll in the university? Right? This is the big question now that we need to ask ourselves. Why did I enroll in the university? Is it because I have to join university? Because after school, I must go to university. So this is what everybody is doing. So I must follow. You know, we talk about herd immunity, and now we are talking about herd community. You know, people go this way, I follow. People go that way, I follow. But we need to think of this question very, very carefully. Why did I enroll in university? In IIUM or any other university, in engineering or in any other discipline. And I want to share with you this very exciting book, which I have read a long time ago, and I still keep going back to it from time to time. And I hope that some of you have read this book. If you didn't, I would advise you to do. It's about the 7 habits of high highly effective people by Stephen Covey. He died a few years ago, and he did very well with this book with many people. He helped many people to overcome many of the difficulties that they have. And actually, when I look at these 7 habits, if we talk about Islamization, they are very Islamic habits, you know. And the one I want to focus on is number 2, begin with the end in mind. You see, so when you start anything, it's very important that you envision, you know, it's like a vision that you see yourself, where are you going to be after going through this experience? What is it that you want to achieve through this experience? You know, because if you have that vision, then you will know what it takes to bring you to that vision. If you want to climb a mountain, which say Everest, you know, you can't just go with a short and t-shirt. Probably you might need a short and t-shirt to a certain point, but after a certain point, even the heaviest clothes might not be enough for you. So when you know that I'm going to that point, I can expect what I need to achieve that, to reach there, right? And then you can prepare yourself. You can prepare all these that you need to achieve there. So, for example, you can think of yourself or imagine yourself at this stage with a rope, with a scroll, you know, and say, okay, I want to be there. But do you want to be there just like in that line passing through, you know, all these people present in the hall, or you want that moment to be different for you? You know, so that is your imagination, that's your vision that you want to look at. And if we, as I said, if we can see that, then we will know what it takes. However, if I join the university and I have nothing in my mind of where I want to be, what I want to be after this 4 years journey, I will do things as normal. I will be just counting the balls that been passing, you know, by the white shirt team, and I will not see that bear in front of me, because I wake up in the morning because I have class at 8:30. I go to the class because there's attendance. I do the assignments because I don't want to miss the mark. So at the end of the 4 years, you end up with the certificate. And if you are from electrical engineering, you might join 80 people. So 80 people will have the same certificate like you. If you are from chemical engineering, there will be maybe 50 or 60 people with the same certificate like you. So you are just going to queue up in the line. If you just live that life in a traditional, conventional way, right? So it's very important in your journey, if we want to focus today about university journey, that you look at what you want to achieve across this journey. You know, what are the various milestones that you might want to achieve? Maybe in the chat you can share with me, if you imagine like this is your 4 years, what is it that you want to do at this point here? I'm not sure if you can see the mouse. It's not moving. Can you see the laser? Yeah. So what is it that you might want to achieve here? What is it that you might want to achieve here? What is it that you want to achieve here? Can anybody share with me? In the chat, anyone? Okay, no sharing. Never mind. Mastering many skills, Irfan says. Speaking skills, knowledge. I want to participate in club to polish my soft skills. Very good. You see, there are things that we are putting there. Leadership. All right. So we can see that the focus is more on the soft skills and leadership skills. Thank you for your sharing. So these milestones in your life, in university life, can be anything, right? You can look at this as your first year, second year, third year, fourth year. You can even look at it in a bigger picture, you know. It can be becoming an expert in what you are learning. I want to practice my discipline, Adam said. Very good. So very good answers from all of you. So you can think of, I want to become an expert in chemical engineering. At the end of 4 years, can I become an expert? Well, you can become an expert to a certain level. But if you just spend your 4 years in the classes, assignments and quizzes and all this kind of very traditional, conventional way, it will not make us experts, right? And as you grow more, maybe you want to start, when you become an expert, and you can solve problems and help people. And that will help you make more money. And then when you make money, you can help more people. So your vision can be very, very humble, very small. It can be very big. You can think up to this level. This is what I want to be at the end. Of course, maybe not at the end of 4 years, but this is where I want to be at the end. This is where I can see myself. This is the top of the mountain that I want to climb. So if you put this as your goal, this is, remember Stephen Covey, begin with the end of mind. If this is the end you are planning, then you will know what to do across this line or across this path. You know how to prepare. So of course, within 4 years, you can put anything here. Like you mentioned just now, you want to sharpen your skills, you want to improve your knowledge. I would, if you want my advice, during these 4 years, don't wait for EIT. You can do EIT at any point of time during the short semesters. Go and learn about the companies that, maybe the biggest companies that work in your field. That, like if you are a chemical engineer, electrical engineer, or civil engineer, go and try to, start your networking with them. Start networking with your colleagues. You don't know, your colleague that is sitting next to you in the classroom might become the CEO of a company. And then, it's just, and because you have built that network with that colleague or that friend or that classmate, you will find it easy later on to pick up the phone and call and say, can I ask you for a favor? But if you keep yourself in your classroom, within your chair or behind your screen, and you do not interact with others, when you see this friend and say, oh, I don't know if I call him or I call her, they will remember me or not. So, and from IIM, we had many of our alumni, especially from the national ones, they became ambassadors, they became ministers in their country. So imagine that you become, in your career or your job later on, you need to go to that market of that company, of that country. And the minister there is your classmate, or he was your classmate. But because, international, very difficult to mix with international, so I don't want to mix with international. So now you have an opportunity there, and you didn't get it because we just did things in a conventional way. So the way we look at things will help us do things in a very, very different way. So you can prepare your name tag and say, hello, I'm an expert, or hello, I'm someone who can help from now. But in order to help, then you need to to look at things differently and do things in a very different way. So going back to being an expert, and also going back to why I joined university, another question always arises about job and career. And let me start by asking you this question. You can go to this slides again. It's very easy, 7x, 8y, 9z. All right. And help me answer this very simple question. Okay, join. We still only have 18 here. We have 130 in the participants list. You can only see 18 here, 19. 21, 22. All right, come, let's go. So job and career are synonyms. Synonyms mean they are the same. Like you say job, you say career, they are the same. So are they the same? So many saying no. I don't know how some people managed to answer just now, although I didn't open the question, but that's interesting. Okay. All right, so I can see many says no, and all right. Can you tell me what is the difference? You still can join for those who didn't manage to join just now. It's the same code 7x89, sorry, 7x8y9z. All right. So if you said no, can you tell me what is the difference between a job and career? Go ahead. From your point of view. Money, long-term, lifestyle, experience. Simple. Don't seek for money. Passion, I like this word. Interest, yes. There is expertise. Makes money. Career doesn't make money. Have and enjoy to do it. All right, very, very good answers, very interesting answers. Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to our slides. I have to keep moving from one to another. All right, so it's interesting that some people don't know what is the difference whether job and career are the same or they are different. It's also interesting that some people believe that job and career are the same. And that's fine, because this is the importance of us to to keep learning. Because when we don't learn, we think that we are okay. And then when we start learning, we discover that we are not okay. It's not that we are not okay, I mean we are bad. That we are not okay yet. To say, I'm okay, dot. It means we can do and learn more. So if you look at job versus career, one thing is that, yes, some of you said long-term, short-term, but you can join a company for 25 years, and you might call it a job, and you can call it a career, but both of them work for 25 years. So can it be short-term? See, a career is a long-term in terms of your planning and your vision and where you want to go. A job is short-term in terms of, I got the job, I sit on the desk in the chair, I do my job, I go back. And this is where I've seen somebody mentioning about experience. There are two different things between experience, and because some people might say, I have 10 years experience as a lecturer, for example. But if you look at the career path of that person, in the past 10 years, that person has been teaching the same course, the same way, the same materials, never attended workshops, never attended any conferences about learning and teaching and so on. Then we claim that I have 10 years experience. In fact, that person has 1 year experience repeated for 10 years. There's difference. When you say I have 10 years experience, you have to show me in the 10 years, how much did you improve? What did you learn? What did you, try to venture? How did you grow in the way you are doing things? How did you change the way you are teaching, and for example? So we can't claim experience if we are doing the same thing the same way all the time. So that's why job is a short term, because I'm comfortable, I'm earning my salary, and I'm fine. So I don't even, if the company offer me to go for training, I say, I don't need it, I'm good. And then it's low career growth, while in a career, it's a professional growth. Why? Because you see the difference, the main difference between career and job, if we want to go back, is on the vision, on where I will see myself. Then I will start working on that. That is a career. That's why in the career, you will start working to grow yourself. In jobs, you collect money and you are very happy, while in career, you collect experience. And that's why you can see people sometimes, they might join a company which are not paying much, but that company is giving a lot of experience, and they can see that, and they just stick there, and all their friends say, why are you still with that company? They are paying you peanuts, but he can see, or she can see the experience gained, and after some few years they can leave that company and join a bigger one, or maybe they can even open their own firm. If they, if like you are an engineer, you can just become an IR and open your consultancy firm after some time, because you earn that experience, because you want to be on your own. This is your career path, this is your dream. All right, so you start collecting experience, even if that experience does not really pay you much at that, that collection, it doesn't pay you much at that point of time. When you are doing a job, you do the bare minimum, but if you are after a career, you will go above and beyond. You will go and learn more to come back and give more. And I mean, we can see this. I've worked in many places. Even you can see the differences between the people who are coming forward with ideas, coming forward to help, and going to learn, to improve, and then come back and contribute. And those who are just busy managing their own affairs and their own matters. And they will only help if they are asked to, and sometimes forced to, not even asked to. So this is the kind of attitude that you will see between a difference who is in a job and a difference who is after a career. So you can see some people might see themselves as CEO after certain years of time. Some people say, I'm just happy, this office is just nice. I get my coffee, I do my job, I go home, I'm comfortable. And they leave work hungry, because the difference is between a person who is doing a job and leaving hungry and a person who has a career and leave the work happy. It's not because the career person, everything is fine, life is easy, everything is available. It's never like that. Both of them will face problems. Both of them will face issues and difficulties. But and that's why the jobs guy might be tired on Mondays. The career person might be energetic on Mondays. And the reason is, I'm doing the job for the money. I'm getting the money. If anything disturb me and require me to, disturb the way I'm doing things, I will be upset. But a career person takes everything as a challenge. The good thing as a challenge, the bad thing as a challenge. Because sometimes being promoted doesn't mean that you are fine. Promotion puts more challenges on the person. And of course, if you get to have a bad boss, that's also another challenge. But the career person says, well, that is my goal there. I'm going there. I'm not going to let anything stop me. So I will do my best to see how I can deal with this person until I pass that person to the next milestone and move on to my goal. That's why in your journey during the university, you might across different lecturers, those who are teaching this way or that way. If you are clear of what you want, you will know how to handle the situation. You will not bangao the lecturer. You will not bangao the Microsoft Teams. You will not bangao the the Google Meets. You will not bangao coronavirus. You will not bangao internet connection. And you say, well, I have a goal. I have a target. I'm going there. I'm not going to let anything stop me. So that is the difference between the job and the career aspiration. It's aspiration, the why. Our why must be different. If why is materialistic, the moment you get what you want, the money or the property or the house or the car, you will find that you will reach to a point where you stop and say, what's next? I got what I want. So that is the mindset is different, and that's why the way we deal with the challenges will be different between a person who's looking for a job and a person looking for a career. A person who is looking for a job is not interested in values. A person with a career, he has values or she has values. They care about the environment, they care about the others. They don't even grow alone, they grow with others. When they move around, as they are moving, they are creating others with them. They are building others with them. And of course, looking for a new job, while the career person, they might be looking for a ladder. So if that job is helping me to climb the ladder, I'm here. If I find that this job I'm stopping, then they might want to find another place. Not because I want more salary. I'm not growing anymore in this place. I'm not growing anymore. So I need to find a place where I can grow more. I can, because remember, I have that goal in mind. All right. So these are many of the differences between a job and a career. And so a grind for a job, because it's always hard. It's always tough. I'm just waiting for the salary. For the career person, it's a journey. It's a long journey, and I'm planning for it. I'm working on it. So based on this, we have to ask ourselves, what do we want? Do we want a job or we want a career? Right? And if we decide that, we should decide that I want a career, not a job, then we have to start planning our career path from now on. Because career path it's dynamic. Job is static. You will learn about static and dynamic in your first year. Different programs have different ways. Mechanical, they will take static and then dynamic. Other programs, you will take a course which combines both. You will see the difference. And please, when you learn static and dynamic, learn the philosophy behind static, the philosophy behind dynamic. Because dynamic, the world is dynamic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the world dynamic. If you are static, imagine if the sun stops for a millisecond, what will happen? The whole universe will be destroyed. The earth cannot stop for a millisecond. Everything is moving. If you notice, everything is moving. Even if your cells, if you look at your cells inside your body, you will see them moving. I'm very sure in the chemistry you learn about Brownian movement, right? Even the water in front of you that looks like this water in this cup here, looks like it's stagnant if you look at it. Actually, the molecules are moving. So dynamicity is very, very important. If we are static, we'll definitely will be affected negatively after some time. Maybe you can feel rest for a while when you are static. But if that stage of static remains very long, then imagine a person who is ill, bedridden. You know what they have to do with this person? They have to keep moving them right, left. Otherwise, after some time, their back will have injuries just because they are static. So that is why career is very, very that's why career is very, very important. All right. So As you can see, in career, you have many things. You have experience, marketing, employee, performance, vision, strategy, creativity, work. In a job, you don't have that. Just have to do what you have to do and then go back, and that's it. So the question is, when should I start my career path? Can you share with me in the chat, when do you think that you can start your career path? I'm coming to it, Dr. Hassan, as well. When can you start your career path? Can you share with me in the chat? Immediately after graduation, or 2 years after graduation, or 5 years after graduation? When do you think you should start, or you can start your career path? After graduation. Now. Dina, I want to start now. Whenever you want. Now. Anytime. Yes. You can start anytime. Because your career is your vision. Remember, your career is the name tag you prepare for yourself. Your career is the mountain or the hill that you imagine, not the hell. Don't vision hell, right? Fatin says, now with LinkedIn, with any way you can start. Yes, with LinkedIn you can start. Actually, career path starts the moment you decide, I want to start my career. Right? So, as I said, because Dr. Hasma asked an example of career path, it's all about seeing where you want, right? So actually, you can start your career today. You can start now. Since you know that there is something called career and it needs preparation, then you can start now. That will make your university life different. That will make your attention to your classes different. That will make attention to your assignments and projects and group work different. Now, group work is not about finishing the IDP project or the FYP project just to submit it and get the mark. There are many things I can learn. That's my piece of pride that I want to give when I graduate, when I go for my interview, and show my journey. You know that now many people don't do CV on papers anymore. Although, I mean, you can still do that, but they also do it on, they call it e-portfolio. You prepare your CV. You start preparing your CV from now online. You start making your e-portfolio, putting your journey, putting your assignments, your projects, your group discussions, your clubs activities, the training that you have taken during your university journey, the conferences you went to attend, you know, the companies you visited and have discussion with them. You can just go and discuss and ask them about what they do, how you can become a better chemical engineer, or electrical engineer, or civil engineer when you know, based on what they are doing. They can, and then you can take a picture, put it in your e-portfolio, and you show later on that, you see, I am building my career. That's why I said you decide what you want, and then you say, in order to do this, I need a good writing skill. I need a good speaking skill. I need good networking. So I start building my network. I start improving my writing. I start improving my, I start to speak more. Negotiation skills, you know, teamwork skills. So I will start joining all these clubs and work with people and see how I can learn. So your path can start by deciding on what you want to be and how you want to achieve that. So of course, as you are doing this, you need to be very, very careful about you know, your goals and how you go to your goals, right? Otherwise, you have no clear goals, you're running, passing the lions, and escaping all the difficulties, and then you end hard. Not only end hard, end next as a prey next to your enemy, can eat you easily, right? So you don't want to spend your 4 years in university and then graduate and then ask yourself, what now? You know, where can I find a job? What companies actually work in my field? Don't ask these questions on the graduation. Of course, you can do that if you want. Remember, life is about choices. Choices have consequences. So what you choose is up to you. If you choose that you want to start learning all this after you graduate, it's also up to you. I mean, these are our choices. It's up to us what we choose. So make sure you have clear goals so that you will not end a hard way. And remember, everyone is after the same thing. You are looking for a job, you are looking to work with Petronas, everybody is eyeing us. You are looking to work for Google, everybody wants to work with Google. So making them exciting and start working on them so that you can be the first and the best in what you do.
On n'a pas fini.
So take actions, set goals, and then, but before that, you have to dream big. All right? So if you dream big, set your goals for that big dream, and then start taking action. Believe me, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's not easy. I'm not saying that, you know, I know some of you might say, "Allah, very easy to talk." I'm telling you, it's not easy. Sometimes I wake up, I don't want to come to work. You know, sometimes you have that feeling, and I know you feel down. But always remember, as long as you have your goals, as long as you have your vision, it will eventually pull you up and help you move. And nobody is happy 100%. You know, happiness cannot be there all the time. The only thing I could say to you here is that if you want to be angry, if you want to be sad, if you want to be depressed, if you want to be whatever, it's okay. It's okay to be that. But make sure that when you choose, or if you want to be angry, choose to be angry and choose the way that you want to be angry. And choose until when you want to be angry. Choose until when you want to be sad. Don't let yourself be sad openly. Say, okay, I want to feel sad, and I want to feel sad for 1 hour. Believe me, it works. You know, after some time, because you already told yourself, I want to be sad for 1 hour, and then after that, your body will start to tell you, okay, 1 hour finished. Can we start doing something now? So choose what you want to do, but make sure that you put a limit for that. So let's go back and about our goals. As I mentioned, you have big picture, you have long term, you have mid term, you have short term. So the big picture, maybe you want to become the CEO of Petronas or TMB. I don't know what is your big picture. Then you can set your long term, mid term, and short term goals. Short term can be now at your university, you know. So, you know, to do well with the assignment exams, complete 4 subjects, complete degree, obtain employment. This can be very simple. Of course, you can do better than this. These are very, very not, you know, encouraging. Like, but I'm just putting them as an example. But of course, I'm going through other, you know, other things that we can do better than this in university life. So the goals can be just looking into your academic life, but we don't want that to be the only case. So your targets must be more targets for yourself, targets for family, targets for career, targets for IIM. You know, you are in IIM. What do you want to do for IIM in these 4 years? You know, in what do you want to do for your family? You know, the Hero Kampong activity that you are doing now, it's done a different way now because of the pandemic. But the proposal that was submitted long time ago, and we did it only for 1 time. It aimed at the aim of the Hero Kampong was that students, when they go back, when they balik kampong during the long break, we ask them to look into issues in their kampong and find solutions and come back to us. And we put actually quite hefty prize for that. I think at that time, I remember we put 1,000 ringgit for the first place. The idea was, you don't go back to the kampong to just makan and sleep. You know, this is the kampong that you were raised. This is where your parents, all your, you know, family, your neighbors, your friends, you know, there. How can you pay back for them? Just look for a small problem and see how you can solve. So your targets can be actually across, not only for yourself. Why I'm putting this? Because we don't feel happy alone. The joy doesn't come to us when we are achieving on our own. We are human beings. We are social in nature. We like to socialize with people. We like to celebrate with people. So when we have put our targets, we try to make these targets for not only for myself, how I can also remember, even as Muslim, I'm very sure that this has been said somewhere in your Ta'aruf program. In the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Khairun nasi," the best among people, those who have more money, those who have more knowledge, anfa'uhum linnas, the best among people who those who are beneficial to other people, that they bring benefit to other people. That could be if you are rich, by giving the poor. If you are knowledgeable, you don't have money, but you have knowledge, you share your knowledge, you give benefit to the people. You know, you have experience, you share your experience with others. So if you are in your workplace, people work with you, they feel that I don't regret spending 5 minutes with this person. I will definitely learn something new. That is how you, this is the best among people. All right. Now, these goals are important because they will help us. My slides are not moving. Okay. So when you set your goals, and now you need to set your tasks. And this is the biggest challenge that we have. I can set the nicest plan ever in my life, but time management is one of the very, very difficult aspects. I'm not going to talk about time management here. It's a very long topic to talk about and to cover in this short while. Yeah, but what I can say here, one of the main I can say problems in managing time is that we don't see time. Can you see time? You can look at the watch, but you can't see the time passing. You can feel it passing, but you can't see it. That's why my advice to you is always have your schedule in front of you. Make your time visible by having it in front of you. You can have it on your mobile, you can have it on a piece of paper now, you can have it on many different forms, but have it in front of you so you can always remember what you are planning to do, what are your goals, what are your tasks, and what you want to do. So for example, this could be one of your semester schedule. Now you have all these classes scattered across the timetable. So what you can do is just, you know, cover these areas and say, okay, these are the times that I am committed. I can't do anything about it. I can change menu 1202. I think these are all codes anyway. For you, you have new codes for most of these classes. So these black boxes here, you can't change the class time. That is fixed. So you say, okay, these are blocks which I can't change. Now these spaces here are the spaces where you can play around. You know, one time I did this exercise in one of my classes. Students were saying, we don't have time, too many assignments, too many quizzes. Say, what are you doing in 24 hours? So I asked one of the students to volunteer. I say, anybody to volunteer? One of them was kind to volunteer and say, can you please, you know, just show us your schedule, and then put the schedule on the board. Of course, I stopped teaching because, I mean, when people start to say, we don't have time this and time that, no point to continue teaching. You have to fix first, and then you continue. So I say, okay, these are your classes. So I mark them in black like this, you know, highlighted them. And I say, okay, now if you have an assignment, oh, sorry, I said, okay, now you have EECE 1312 from 8:30 to 10. From 10 to 11:30, what do you do? I asked. But the student smiled. I say, okay, on Thursday, from 11:30 to 2, what do you do? Again, you know. On Wednesday, from 11:30 to forever, until, you know, the end of the day, what do you do? You see, sometimes our concept is that I study after I go back to my room. So I accumulate all my assignments, my quizzes, my projects to that time. I mean, that is how most of us do. Why? Because, you know, especially before the pandemic, we come to the class, you know, and then I have to go back to my room. So sometimes we lepa until we go back to our room. So I might be going to the canteen and doing the most dangerous thing in university and our life, actually. actually is the tetare. You know, the tetare is very, very dangerous. You know, be careful of tetare. Um, it's not because it's banyak manis, but it's because it takes a lot of your time. You know, 'cause somebody can say, "Jom tetare," you go tetare 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, while drinking of tetare can be like 10, 15 minutes. If it's too hot, you know, it will take 15 minutes. But we can spend 3 hours on a cup of tetare. Why? Because I don't know what to do. I mean, I have no plan. So if you don't plan, all these white spaces will be, you know, dangerous spots that will be time killers. And then we say, you know, we kill time. So you spend your time studying in these classes. You must have time for your revisions, assignments, but make sure that the assignments don't all go down here. The revision don't go down to the end of the day. You have sometimes you have time in between. If you have a lab report, spend time to do it here. Why you want to do it here? So here you can do more, you know, other things, which like revision of your week of subjects and so on. At the same time, don't forget that there are many other things we can do at the university. You know, there are many co-curricular activities that can be done. You know, there are many clubs, many. By the way, this is Nazreen. Nazreen is a person who I work with him on making this Start Your Engine program. It's supposed to be actually a long program, like 1.5 day of program, but he was supposed to be with me today, but he was busy. He is our alumni. He's a good CLAT person. I learned also from him a lot. So you see, when he was during IIM, he was one of the CLAT in the CLAT club. He has very good knowledge about CLAT. He's not just doing CLAT, the movement. He has the philosophy of CLAT, and that's helping him a lot in making his. He is now a learning facilitator on his own, and he is using all this knowledge to embark in his classes. So we can do a lot of activities in IIUM. It's not just about studying. So this is where you need to, you know, improve your skills and as you mentioned just now, I saw many people talk about skills and so on. So what you can do is you see what you want to improve. All right. So now you have classes, and now you think about yourself. What do I want to achieve as I am spending this 4 years in IIUM? I want to improve my teamwork, to improve my learning process. I want to be more resilient. I want to improve my thinking skills. Self-management is very important. Discipline, you know, positive attitude, communication. You know, this is based on a survey done about employability skills. These are the skills that you want to have to improve your employability chances. So in IIM, they have many of these courses. Don't waste time or waste this opportunity and missing these courses. So you select what you want to do this semester. This semester, I want to learn about, maybe I want to improve my writing skill first. So you focus on this. So in your schedule here, all these yellow spots are your free spots because you have no classes. Now you can put anything here. You can put it sleeping, you can put eating, tetare, whatever you can put. But make sure that you have your goals clear and then put your task in your timetable. If you have this in front of you, you will know what you want to do. All right. So you can enjoy, you know, going for rides, going for movies. You can put your sport time. You can even do part-time job. You know, some people complain we don't have money, this and that. If you plan yourself, you can do some part-time job, which doesn't have to be every day, and you can just make some money to pay for your phone bill or for your internet. But this has to go through a good planning, because last semester we have many cases of students who did not do well because they were busy doing work and they did not have that plan. So work took their time, all their time. Then they didn't do what they are here to do. So with this planning, you will be able to have a more organized life. Now, again, this is not easy, I'm telling you. But it requires a lot of discipline. That's why do it with a friend and remind each other, support each other. When I lose in it, you remind me. When you lose in it, I remind you. So that, so what do you have today? Are you going for it? I feel lazy. You see, now you are going to miss this opportunity. I think you put it on your schedule, go and do it. You know, so that is how we can also help each other. And when you have many things in your mind, you have to also have your priority matrix. You know, what is critical, what is important, what is urgent. So you have to have this matrix here. So if it is urgent and critical, you must do it. If it is not urgent but critical, maybe you can do it later, right? And so on. So if it is not urgent, not critical, if somebody else can do it for you, ask them to do it for you. So this can be some examples on what can be urgent, what can be critical, and so on. But remember, sometimes a project might not be urgent because you have 2 weeks to do it. But because we sleep on it, we don't put it on our plan. Tomorrow is a report, it becomes urgent. But you might have something more urgent to do on that time as well. So you mess up your schedule. So it's good to have that discipline in for us to be able to, you know, get the most of our time. So time management is basically a discipline, you know, a self-discipline, which we need to learn as well. You know, that's why learning is a journey that never ends. Today we learn something, but if we stop here, we will not achieve more because we might want to learn more in the future. There are many things for us to learn. So learn is a very important thing that we have to always keep it in mind. And that's why I always ask, study and learn, are they the same? Definitely they are not the same. You know, that's why I don't like to use the term study. I always say, because when we say study actually comes with negative, you know, study means exam. Don't take it as study. Remember, if you are building your career, you come to the class to learn something for your career. You are doing the lab report in a good way so that you can be you're good in writing reports for your career. So I'm learning how to write report. But if I'm studying because I want to submit for exam or submit for marks, it doesn't serve. It will become stressful. Remember, job and career people, they look at challenge positively because they are building something from there. Job people, they look at it as a burden. I study and I have to do assignment because I want to get the mark and get done with it. So that mentality is actually very not very helpful. So don't think of it as a studying, think of it as learning. And learning is a journey that never ends. We learn from the day one we are born. Our parents will start, you know, moving their hands to make us sure that we can see things and move, you know, our eyes move, and we start to learn how to sit and then how to crawl and how to stand, and we fall down and we stand up. Learning journey is always there. We will stop learning when we decide to. Right? So every moment is a learning experience. Sad experience is a learning experience. Joyful experience is a learning experience. So make use of any experience that you go through. You have 4 years in IIUM. This is going to be a journey which you can learn a lot from it. So for learn, just now I show you learn. The L is for learning. So learn and learn and learn and learn. You know, don't stop learning. Take any opportunity for you to learn. And as I mentioned, learning doesn't mean you have to go to classroom. You have to go to you don't have to go to workshop. Learning can happen anywhere. So now we are learning together. This is just an opportunity that we can, you know, learn. The E stands for excite the senses. We don't learn if we are not excited. So you must make this experience for you in this 4 years an exciting experience. You have to create this excitement, because you might come across lecturers like Dr. Hasma who will make you happy and, you know, joyful. You might come across lecturers who are very, you know, solid. They don't even smile. So the excitement is your call. This lecturer makes you excited, this lecturer doesn't make you excited. You have to make yourself excited. Remind yourself, why am I here? What I want to achieve. This lecturer is like this because he is like this. So I can't change the lecturer. I can change the way I act, or I behave, or I respond to the way the lecturer is doing the thing. Don't bang out the lecturer. Don't bang out, the people around you. So excited senses. As an educator, as a learning facilitator, I feel my responsibility to excite you about learning, to make you feel that, yes, I want to learn. But if I don't do that, you should not fail to excite yourself, so you don't miss the opportunity. And then the A is for ask. If you want to learn, you have to ask. In the classes, we tend not to ask questions. The reason is because we put our happiness in the hand of other people. If I ask question, what will they say about me? They will say I'm stupid, so I don't want to ask. And sometimes you might have the right answer. Sometimes you are not sure, but you think this is the right answer, and you miss the opportunity to ask. Because when we ask, actually, we kind of excite our brain. Our brain works better when it's excited, when it's challenged. That's why copy paste, we don't learn, because it doesn't go through our brain. Solution manuals are very dangerous because we copy with our eyes. We don't think of the solution. That's why if I give you the same question in the exam, you won't be able to solve it, because your brain did not process the problem. Your eyes only process the problem. And now with the computer, even worse. Just drag the cursor and then copy and paste, and that's it. All right. So asking is very, very important, because questions reinforce learning for both facilitator and participants. And when you ask questions, you don't only help yourself, you help your friends as well. Remember, we are not only about helping ourselves. Let me ask this question. If it's stupid or not stupid, at least everybody will know that this question is stupid, then they will not ask it. That's the least you can do. You do everybody a favor. But for me, there is no stupid question. We shouldn't call any question a stupid question. All right? A question is a question. It could be the right question or the wrong question. All right? And nothing wrong about asking the wrong question, because when we ask the wrong questions, we will get an answer that will help us correct ourselves. That's what we want. And then the R is for respect. Respect all opinions. We will never learn if we don't respect. I respect what you know, you respect what I know. I respect what you say, you respect what I say. We don't have to agree with each other. I mean, that is if we talk about argument or discussions on other aspects. But in the class, if your colleague answer a question and you think that it's a funny answer, don't laugh on them. Give them a chance to learn. Respect that they are trying to learn. At least I can think in myself, well, he or she had the courage to say something. I still didn't have that courage to say it. So I salute my friend or my colleague for doing that. All right. And then N stands for narrate. Don't be afraid when your lecturers ask you to explain, because when we narrate, we learn better. That's why if you learn something and you want to know whether you really absorb it, go and tell it to somebody else. And as you are, like you learn a concept in thermodynamics, and then you tell your friend, I want to explain to you what I've learned in thermodynamics. Then you start explaining. And as you're explaining, you say, oh, this one, I'm not sure. Is it like this or like that? Then you'll go back and find that I can't express it. It means it's not yet there. You go back and relearn it again, and then try again. So narration is one of the best ways of learning. That's why they say, if you want to learn, teach. That is what people say. If you want to learn, teach. The more you teach, the more you learn. Right? So learning is an experience that you should not stop doing. Learn every moment, as I said, is a learning moment. Learn about yourself, learn about your environment, and make sure that now this is the time for you, as you have joined the College of Engineering, you have joined IIUM. This is the time, the journey time that you need to start your engine and move your vehicle over your dream path, of your career path, of over whatever you want to achieve in your life. I hope that I was able to share with you something that I feel it is necessary for you, because I've been there in your place before. When I joined the university, I was a very introvert person. I was observing and looking around, and I've seen many opportunities, and I decided that I will not stay where I am, and I jumped into it, and it have changed my life. I would say it have changed my life a lot, the way I become after that experience. So, and believe me, during my time, the opportunities to learn were not as much as you have now. In IIM, I've seen that, the courses that you can, not only in the curriculum or even in the curriculum, you have other opportunities to learn. STAD have many courses there, 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, it's very, very, believe me, when you go out, you will pay 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 for all these courses that you missed to learn now. So make use of this opportunity, start your engine, and inshallah, and of course, don't forget to make dua. Don't forget to your prayers, your dua. Dua is very powerful. Don't wait for it to come tomorrow. Don't wait for it to come after tomorrow. Just keep making the dua, and you don't know when it will come. It will come eventually. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to you when He knows it's better to you. And I wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum. I think Sister Hidayah, you are muted.
Oh, I muted. I muted.
Yes, I.
Okay, Jazakallahu khairan katsira, Prof. Such a very good sharing of stories, especially Bangau stories. Also with the interesting and interactive activities. Hopefully it boosts the motivation of this new student and build a good spirit before they can start their journey in this garden of knowledge and virtue.
Ameen.
Okay. Is there any question? You can ask any question that are across in your mind. I open it to you. Is there any question? I can call them future leaders. Is there any question? Okay. Or maybe you can just type in the chat. Okay, I cannot see anything here. Okay, if no, then before we end, please turn your video so that we could take your picture for this session. Okay, technical ready? Okay, by count of 3, then 1, 2, 3.
Sekejap Sorry.
Okay.
Everybody ready?
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Another one.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Another one more.
All right. How many pages? Banyak.
3 pages. 3 pages
Okay.
only. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
All right. So with that, we have now come to the end. We end our session with the recitation of Suratul As and Tasbih Kifarah. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Alaikum salam.
I think after this, student